feels like a new part of our lives is impacted by COVID-19. Our stores
Galen Weston of Loblaw is LPO, right?
things you're going to see changing in our supermarkets and pharmacies. We're reducing opening hours to give our teams extra time to clean and to rest.
You don't rest there, you dumbass!
We're limiting the number of customers.
That's when your body starts shedding virus, you dumb fuck!
We need for social distancing. These changes will lead to a very different shopping experience, but they are necessary. Canadians
No, it's not different. Social distancing is how 99% of the world works. It's only dirty white boy rapists that think it's okay to walk up and just touch you.
Thanks to good people.
Spit in your face when they talk. How are you?
And we hope you'll help.
Try that shit in the ghetto, you get knocked out. Oh, but it's social distancing. It's abnormal not to have that human contact. Buddy, I don't know who the fuck you are. Get your face away from my crotch.
680 News Time, 311.
You think I'm joking? This shit happens to me every fucking day. It takes a fucking way to make people realize I'm not joking. I'll kill you for touching me. So all the other niggas out here.
Eastbound 401 ran to the southbound 427. The right lane was blocked, but it is now fully reopened.
Thanks, white boys, for running all this electronics business here. Nothing ever works. I'd rather buy it from China makes it work.
Over to about Cosworth, the left
lane. It takes 12 fucking minutes to press go on this fucking machine. You missed all the fucking headlines. What was the point?
A moving maintenance crew on the Toronto-bound QEW out in the Jordan area heading towards the Burlington Skyway.
I'm literally gonna fucking leave and just leave it running because it's gonna be another hour and a half before they repeat the headlines, eh?
City Streets, northbound Victoria Park is down to a single lane from O'Connor to Eglinton for construction. The search is over. Find the rug to match your personality, style, and home at Area Rug Shop with showrooms in Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, and Barrie. Visit arearugshop.ca. Your next report's at 3:21 with the forecast. Here's Denise Andriachi.
7 degrees and overcast in Brampton, 6 downtown. We're just a hint above seasonal. Temperatures will likely climb tonight as we welcome some rain, some scattered showers, and even isolated thunderstorms expected this evening and overnight. Along with that active weather, very strong winds and potentially heavy downpours associated with this storm activity as well. So late tonight and early Friday morning, unsettled, and we could see wind gusting up to 80, 90 kilometers an hour. So that's damaging winds. A big surge of warm air temporarily for Friday. We'll see highs near 16, 17 degrees, but once the cold front slides through, we'll dip back down. And by Friday night, we're down to -10 with a chance of flurries. Your overnight low tonight near 9 degrees.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute, Richard Southern.
That's type shit to talk about. Why is it always twice?
Some better news. Obviously, still one of the worst weeks in many, many years for the markets, but we are seeing
not even close. Man, thanks for fucking exaggerating, bro. This guy don't invest, eh? He just talks about investment.
3.8% higher on Bay Street. We're up to 12,170. Energy stocks, which have been absolutely decimated, coming back a little bit. The price for oil up 23.8% today. Biggest one-day gain ever after yesterday's historic tumble. Oil back to $25.22. Still very depressed, but big recovery from yesterday. So Canadian Natural Resources up about 6.5%. Dow Jones Industrial Average is moving higher. It is up a little bit on the highs, though. It's up 76 points right now. NASDAQ is up more than 3%. Tech stocks looking good today. Canadian dollar at 68.89 cents US.
All the police stations are closed, brethren.
Households with a financial advisor save at nearly twice the rate versus those who don't. To learn more, visit dynamic.ca/advice.
Some Italian pizza. Let's advertise some Italian-themed Italian food. You should have gone with pizza, bro. At least they don't associate it with Italy.
Enjoy a lighter and airier pizza experience. It may just become your new go-to favorite. Think Italian and taste the difference.
Spring's almost here, and I can't wait to try all the latest fashion trends. It's time for a wardrobe refresh. You always look so stylish. How do you do it? I shop at Today's Shopping Choice, TSC.ca. They've got all the spring trends covered. See this pink tartan nautical sweater and that Hillary McMillan safari skirt? Sold. Kenneth Cole mules or Sam Edelman tropical pumps? Both. Now you're ready for spring.
Bring the runway to your everyday at Today's Shopping Choice. Shop TSC.ca.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Cloudy skies in downtown Toronto and 7 degrees at Pearson. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm James Monroe.
I'm Slatana. Here are the top stories right now.
The latest on the COVID-19 crisis. Emergency legislation to protect workers has passed unanimously at Queen's Park. This comes as the province reports more than 40 new cases today, and a second death was Milton Manor with no recent travel history and no close contact to any known cases. Italy has become the country with the most coronavirus-related deaths, now surpassing China, recording more than 3,400 dead. Time now for 680 Sports. Here's Alex.
And we begin with some football, and Darius Slay got the trade and the extension he was looking for. The Detroit Lions have traded Slay to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 3rd and a 5th round pick. Eagles then worked quickly to sign Slay to a 3-year extension worth $50 million. In Denver, Broncos have waived quarterback Joe Flacco, who is now a free agent. Well, as the press release said, every night is hockey night starting tomorrow until April the 30th. Sportsnet has decided that NHL Live will be free to access. It'll give you the option to watch all games that have been played so far this season, and you can access NHL Live on your smart device. Meanwhile, Sportsnet 590
I've been saying it about 5 fucking years. Put this shit on YouTube or watch it. Run your ads there, stupid. No, you have to get cable. I live in a park, stupid. You're never going to get that cable
Premier
money.
League is hoping to conclude their season at some point in June. The FA
And they're
says
exclusive
the new
fucking
EPL
distribution
season will
contracts.
not
They don't get a
begin
piece
until
of
this
the
season is
money
completed
from your
in full.
cable bill.
While Major League Soccer
It
today
took a
has
fucking
extended their
pandemic to fucking make
coronavirus
these people
suspension
figure out how they put a
until
video on the
May
internet.
10th.
Welcome to
Sportsnet
YouTube,
15
NHL.
podcast every hour or anytime
I'm an
at
NFL.
sportsnet.ca
What's up?
/590.
This is 680 News.
Hi, I'm Ivanka Osmak from Sportsnet. With a job that starts late, a 2-year-old that starts early, and a new baby on the way, getting a great night's sleep was a challenge, to say the least.
Well, now you have 2 weeks off. Shut the fuck
I
up.
reached out to the sleep experts at Sleep Country. They were awesome. The first thing they did was fit me with the right pillow for my unique sleeping style. I thought all pillows were the same, but after I tested a few, they matched me with the BioSoy pillow, and I've never looked back. It features high-density memory foam that shapes to my head and neck to help take a load off my tired back. And you don't need to be pregnant to appreciate the all-natural hypoallergenic cover. Better pillow, better sleep, better me. Plus, it gets
Covered in
better.
red spots.
Right now, buy 1 BioSoy pillow at Sleep Country and get a second BioSoy pillow free. Restrictions apply. See store for details. Sleep Country.
So
All for
they
sleep.
recalled legislature. They only have 24 representatives in, and they're all sitting at least 1 seat apart. Don't you do that when you get on the bus?
Southern destinations away home.
That's
free
normal
of charge.
human
The
behavior.
ordinance says it's offering
Constantly
available seats on
grabbing at people you don't
repatriation
know?
flights for everyone,
That's
including
called
non-Sunwing
pedophilia, bro.
customers, as about 60 flights leaving today. Now for something completely different, spring arrives tonight.
The season wants us all to know it's here. The special weather statement stretches from one end of the GTA to the other. And it
Oh,
also
you're covering the whole
covers
city
Niagara,
with
Hamilton, and
weather.
Peterborough.
Wow.
Showers and scattered thunderstorms will move in tonight into tomorrow with up to 25 millimeters of rain in some spots. There could also be
It's like a
some heavy
milligram only.
downpours. It's because of an
In 3
approaching warm
dimensions.
front. There is also the potential for brief severe wind gusts tomorrow morning, near or higher than 90 kilometers an hour. I'm Charlene Close.
Yeah, they were saying that last night. That was real.
To thank
Holy
those
fuck.
workers who are keeping the supply chain going so the food and other supplies will continue to be on store shelves.
I was just assuming you keep the dope moving,
recognize
so I got one
And thank
question.
the
Fuck
incredible
y'all been
employees
doing?
throughout the supply chains that we're counting on right now. From the farmer producing food to the trucker delivering supplies to your local store, to people stocking the shelves
Sometimes the
And
farmer is the
especially
trucker,
those working-
motherfucker.
at the cash registers.
Hey, that rhymed.
Says he spoke to the Retail Council today and was told its members are reducing hours and increasing cleaning, traffic, and weather together in 60
Increasing
seconds.
cleaning. This grocery store here uses the grocery carts to haul the garbage in at night.
Busy Mississauga.
I take videos of that.
I've heard of.
Fucking little minimum wage worker must have seen me because they don't do it
Where
no
you
more.
can connect with nature year-round. The Riverwood Conservancy is
Look
the
at
perfect
me.
setting
Look at
to
anything
escape
here?
the hustle and bustle of the city. Enjoy a
Oh,
hot,
I guess I
healthy
don't have that
walk
many
along
sticks
the
there. I might
beautiful
not bother
Armstrong
rolling that
Wildwood
up.
Trek.
What the fuck?
Have a chickadee feed
You
for
can
your
still get
hands,
some weed.
or take part in exciting
That'd be easier.
family-friendly programs. To find out more,
visit theriverwoodconservancy.org.
Oh, and you don't need to worry about renewing your driver's license or health card, because life is simpler without renewing it, according to the Premier.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pick up is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit. Also accepting votes.
The only one that's not stainless.
680 News Time 321.
Traffic and weather together on the ones. Sure, Ross.
And this report is brought to you by Seneca, and it is a pretty nice drive on the major routes right now, and city
Major routes on the one.
We've just got one bit of
It's a nice
construction.
drive because you can roll up your windows, you get the HEPA filter, nobody's in the car with you.
And they've taken
Wind
out the
blowing.
left lane.
Carbon monoxide's probably killing some shit off.
Pylons off of the road, and you can see it on the cameras. Just minor delays from just west of the 427 over to just west of Dixie, and that construction zone is shrinking by the minute. So that is good news. Just one bit of volume to report that's filling in on the northbound Don Valley Parkway from approaching Eglinton to approaching York Mills, and that's it. The 400, 427, 410, 403 moving up to speed, and so is the 401 and the Gardner in both directions. Seneca students do the hard work and have the relentless commitment to take anything on. Take the next step and join the Seneca Proud. Challenge accepted. With the extended forecast, here's Denise Andriachi.
See,
Well, showers begin
we're
this evening,
Seneca
and then
proud.
some
You're a bunch of
isolated
fucking white
thunderstorm
people, right?
activity
You're
through
not
the evening and
Seneca.
overnight. Winds are going to start to really
Five
intensify.
Nations,
Temperatures are going to
Tuscarora,
rise. This is all very temporary. Tomorrow morning,
the
we're
black
going to be
Indian
warm,
hybrids,
windy,
and
unsettled, and then by the afternoon, the
hemp
cold front
gatherers.
slides through, and we're
But
going
all
to
you
slow
heard was
shift
a college
temperatures
and borrow
way
some
down.
money.
We're down to lows near -9, -10 overnight on Friday. Wind chill in the minus teens. So we're going to see a huge difference in temperatures through the day tomorrow. By Saturday, we're sunny, but well below seasonal. Highs only near +1. Your overnight low tonight near 9 degrees.
That's a low? I
Coming
didn't
up
know
at the
that.
bottom of the
Jeez,
hour, the
that's
latest of
nice,
the
actually.
COVID-19 crisis. Emergency legislation to protect workers has passed unanimously at Queen's Park this afternoon. This comes as the province reports more than 40 new cases, 257 in total, and a second death. It was a Milton man who had no recent travel history and no close contact to any known cases. The very latest straight ahead.
This is 680 News.
Hey guys,
No
it's never
known
good luck when you
contact.
untuck a long
Because normally with diseases, you know who you got it from every fucking time, right? That's just how diseases go, right?
And not only do they look good, they feel great too. Untucked offers 50-fit combinations, so tall, short, slim, and bigger guys can experience the
Yeah, I need a shirt I can leave untucked. My shirt looks so bad untucked, I'm just not wearing it today, man.
Or go to untucked.ca. Use promo code Canada for 20% off your entire first purchase. Somewhere beyond the headlines lies the big story. Hosted by veteran Canadian journalist Jordan Keith.
I don't want 20% off the entire purchase. I want 40% off half of it.
Subscribe now. This portion of the news is brought to you by your Toronto area Ford dealers. Hashtag flatten the curve has been the social media battle cry lately, but Canada's chief medical officer is taking it a step further.
We don't just need to flatten the curve, we need to plank it. And we need everyone, from government to communities, families and individuals to work together. We all have got to get it right and get it right.
Flatten the curve. That doesn't mean anything, eh? Let's flatten the curve. What does that fucking mean? What curve, bro?
Tam. Canadian Tire stores will stay open for now, but the company's
Good, 'cause we
CEO
need
says
bullets.
it's closing about 400 Sport Check and 380 Marks locations until April 2nd. He says Canadian Tire stores will operate with reduced hours and try
Why
to
do you
deliver
think
on
we
the
take
essential
Canadian
products
Tire money,
Canadians
bro? They sell
need.
bullets
TJX
and gas.
is going to close all of its 500 Winners, HomeSense, and Marshall stores across the country for the next 2 weeks.
Oh,
An American epidemiologist says cutting liquor store hours could lead to crowds of people in lineups at a time when public health officials
No
are
shit,
urging
stupid!
to practice social distancing. He recommends either closing stores or maintaining regular or extended hours. Here in Ontario, the
Morons.
LCBO
You
and beer stores are running on reduced
morons.
hours.
You guys are
until
so
further
fucking stupid.
notice. PEI's decision to announce it was shutting down all non-essential services, including liquor stores, by this afternoon prompted long lines in Charlottetown. Coming up in 60 seconds, Richie on the markets.
680 news time, 325.
Okay, Kara, what has 4 wheels and flies, huh?
I didn't tell the story about why I bought you or how I got stuck with these.
Okay, one more. Why did the cop pull over the moving van?
Dad, stop.
To bust a move?
Make dad jokes, but don't drive a dad van.
I want a soccer mom
2020
van.
Ford Explorer with standard Ford Copilot 360 and style to spare. Right now, you can get 0% purchase financing on all 2020 Explorer models, and that's no joke.
I should have gone and got myself some leave. I've already started 10 minutes off the fucking beginning of the hour, right?
This is where the TELUS Mobile Health Clinic gave him the care he needed with the dignity he deserves.
Come on, Abe. Let's get you checked out.
It sounds like he's looking down at the guy.
1,000 Canadians
Come on.
experience homelessness each year. Across Canada, TELUS Health for Good provides healthcare
By the
directly
way,
to those who need it
you know the
most.
type of person you
When
want to
you're
see
all
least
connected
when
with
you're
TELUS,
down and out?
You're all connected for good. Learn more at TELUS.com.
Oh, white boy who's got everything handed to him. That guy's not helping me. He don't give a fuck about me. Get him the fuck out of here. He's only here to try to look good and get credits for high school because he has to by law.
I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not, but I did it.
Well, here we are. We still got all the,
What'd you do?
The big financial information coming in.
I'm gonna have to
But yeah,
rewind this
I'm doing
to
my
find
part.
out what he did.
We're at home here, and I'm actually enjoying myself for more reasons than one because I got a good market story to tell you about today. We're looking at a bit of a bounce back performance here. James TSX right now is up 469 points. That's a 4% pickup. We're up to 12,191. Story today is twofold. First of all, there was no new coronavirus cases in China last night. Great, of course.
Bullshit.
And we have the central banks around the world just going crazy, printing money. I mean, crazy in the sense that we're seeing some big numbers here. Not crazy in the sense that it clearly has to be done.
Printing is borrowed. Borrowing from China.
The European Central Bank announcing a 750 billion euro bond purchase program. Basically, the banks are printing money, using it to buy stocks to support these badly beaten down markets. Jeff Castle is a corporate bond operator at Tender Bond Funds, and he says sometimes people forget how money works. It's not actually a real thing, and central banks can kind of create it out of thin air.
Fiat currency works because people believe it works and because it circulates and that's how people get paid. But
is this money?
It's basically faith-based currency, and as a result,
it's a slug.
You
slugs get you money.
You need with a computer at any one time, and that's kind of the answer why the numbers in finance over time always get bigger. And whenever people
are okay, I got two little roaches, little sticks.
Governments and companies. And
all right, I'll smoke that right now. And I'm gonna get some weed after.
Context, it's always a big number, but against the ability.
Mr. Officer, are you having fun watching and documenting? Because you can't come do nothing about it, and you can't prosecute drug crime possessions in the past tense. Oh. Shout out 14, 11, 12, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 43 division.
Again, that's what's boosting the market today. Oil really bouncing back. It's up 23%, to $25.22.
And the other 22,
more than 450
right
points.
next to
Dow
22.
Jones Industrial Average up more than 300, gaining 1.5%. S&P's up 1.8%. Canadian dollar at 76.9 cents US. Top stories next on 680 News.
A Lexus engine can undergo 250 different inspections to make sure it sounds perfect. Every decibel is fine-tuned to such detail.
Lexuses don't have an engine sound.
Why do we take that kind of time?
They don't have an engine sound. Think about it. Think about all the Lexus you see drive by. Think of the engine sound.
A
Toyota, a Honda, a Nissan, they all sound the same.
9% APR with delivery credits of up to $2,000. Visit LexusGTA.ca
If it's not people, they don't
area Lexus dealer. At the monitoring center,
want to hear the engine.
You don't need new equipment to be protected. TMC
it's not going brrrr, they don't want to hear
alarm system while saving you money. Our rates can't be beat, and our service is second to none. Call the monitoring
we'll do
center
this in a
today.
second, because you see how they take a set, right?
Save you money. Think security,
see?
think the monitoring
so
center. Why? Because we care.
Do a bit of this, rotate it. That's how you keep a bandana looking relatively the same for like a couple of years instead of a couple of weeks.
Regional conditions.
It's cotton. I'm not wasting cotton. I don't fix that stuff.
6 degrees.
I don't like wasting.
And in downtown Toronto, it's overcast and
I don't like hyping up the value.
7 degrees. It's 3:30.
#1 for news in Toronto. This
is 680 News.
Here are Split Jenna Ziminzik and James Monroe. Good afternoon. This is Thursday, the 19th of March.
Here's what's making news right now.
A fatality possibly linked to community transmission highlights dozens of new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Ontario.
There were only so I don't give a fuck if China don't have any.
For an unprecedented emergency session as they unanimously passed legislation to protect workers affected by COVID-19.
A tragic turning point in the coronavirus pandemic, and it is centered in Italy.
You're not doing the lockdown right.
That country has now surpassed China in COVID-19 deaths.
Hockey fans have something to keep themselves busy. Sportsnet is making NHL Live free through the end of April.
I thought they had already done that.
Eagles have landed Darius Slay, sports at 45.
A much-needed respite from the selling of financial markets. TSX up 500 points on a comeback for oil. The Dow and S&P gaining just over 1%. Business at 56.
It's a 24 hours. They sell at 7-Eleven.
Thank you, Slajana. This report is brought to you by Mark Feldstein and Associates. We've still got this lingering bit of
7-Eleven, where you can bring in your dirty reusable cup and use that, but you must not bring in a paper cup from a different restaurant, even though it's brand new and clean.
Picking up these pylons, we had the same.
Think about it. I just bought the cup. I'm the only person that touched it besides the person that made the cup.
Shouldn't be long
it's
now.
clean.
But I feel like I've been saying that for
you've never seen me wash. You're gonna let me bring this in and make my coffee?
It's slow now from Don Mills to approaching York Mills.
Look at the rim; it's the same all the way around. The coffee cup has the one opening, and he gets always touched to the cup.
401 and the 403, and you're not going to find any problems on the Gardner Expressway in either direction. For all your personal and corporate tax accounting needs, call Mark Feldstein and Associates, Chartered Professional Accountants. Call from your mobile now at Pound Tax or online at markfeldstein.ca. Your next report is at 3:41. Now here's the forecast with Denise Andriachi.
Well, cloudy and 7 at Pearson. That's our guaranteed high for the day. Just a hint above seasonal. Showers and thunderstorms tonight. We could see some heavy downpours in a short amount of time. Very strong winds as well as these isolated thunderstorms roll through into Friday morning. Still somewhat unsettled with those damaging wind gusts and mild temperatures expected. Your overnight low tonight near 7 degrees.
This is 680 News.
Happening now, provincial health officials are updating the COVID-19 situation here in Ontario. 2 people have now come from the virus with more than 250 confirmed cases.
680 Stuart McGinnis following the developments and joins us live. Stu.
Yeah, James, good afternoon. 43 new cases confirmed so far today, with the province's total now at 257. And while the concern for many is about community spread, officials can say many are still linked to travel.
Of those where the investigation's been completed, 80% have traveled outside of Canada.
But community transmission is a concern in Halton region. A man in his 50s died from the virus there, marking Ontario's second COVID-19 related death. But he had no links to any travel outside of the country. Halton's medical officer of health, Dr. Handia Megani, had some bold comments as we continue to deal with this pandemic.
Gatherings and parties can wait. Play dates can wait. Some of your errands can also wait. Allow your life to pause.
And just in this update now, Ontario's Chief Medical Officer of Health, David Williams, has said they're adding more and more test kits every day as they try to test 5,000 Ontarians, get to that level some point soon. They haven't set a date for that yet, but they are adding more kits. And many expect the next few days to be very telling, as many believe we're about a week behind the drastic spike in numbers Italy has experienced. Reporting live, Stuart.
Many believe we are a week behind, like it's just a given that we're going to do the same thing Italy did.
Today passed a bill that will help workers who are being forced to stay home. 680's Bowman Crush.
A bunch of things they do in Italy they don't do here. Don't do here. That's the Montreal Mafia. Most of the things they do over there, they don't do here. Unacceptable behavior.
In Ontario.
Significantly reduced attendance. Only 24 MPPs in the House. All practicing social distancing, sitting
out of 308. So what was the point in recalling?
Unanimously passing legislation to protect workers affected by COVID-19. Right? Premier Ford also announcing some new measures, including suspending all eviction orders until further notice.
We want to make sure you and your family can stay in your home during this difficult
time. No parking, no police services, no evictions, no health cards, no driver's licenses. Brad Dream, this is great.
Some stern words for anyone who has returned from abroad, but is not self-isolating.
You're putting the people of Ontario at risk.
No, they're not, because the disease is already here. It doesn't work that way.
And fathers at risk.
At Queen's Park, I'm Omen Courage.
I'm a dirty nigger because I have sickle cell disorder. I might spread it to people.
The Prime Minister addressing the nation for the fourth day
Look
of
at
the
this shit I put up
warning
with,
it may be
eh?
a while before social distancing measures are lifted.
If you didn't want to have weak immune systems, you shouldn't have been inbreeding.
To keep you safe. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says the Canada-U.S. border should be closed by Saturday. However, they are still finalizing details with American officials. Yesterday, Trudeau confirmed the border closure for non-essential travel like tourism. However, the border will remain open.
If you don't want them to fucking stop you at the border, everybody in the car got to be flagged up with a mask or
The Prime
something.
Minister also warning Canadians social distancing measures
You roll
and
up,
restrictions
drop
on
all the
public
windows, and
activities
just start
could be in
coughing and
place for weeks,
sneezing. They're gonna
maybe
wade your
even
ass
months.
through.
He's urging
You
Canadians
really want to
look at
check?
government's
You want to check? Come here. No? Okay, we're going through. Did you know if you roll through the fucking border check, they're not allowed to stop you? They're not allowed. They're required to inform the local police in Canada who aren't working right now.
There is a lot of anxiety.
It happens all the time. You roll up to the thing, pull out a gun, and point it at them, and they step back and don't do nothing when you roll through. Not a joke, brethren. These guys have only been working an average of 3 months. They're college students trying to pay a debt. They're not police officers. They don't have guns.
Sunwing Vacations offering free flights to stranded Canadians to help them find a way home amid the pandemic. The airline says if it has empty seats on repatriation flights, it'll add passengers for free, even if they're not customers. Sunwing has been running evacuation flights all week from a variety of vacation destinations in the south.
But you people couldn't figure out how to do that normally. 23 airlines went bankrupt last year. It's not an investment, it's a speculation.
COVID-19 picture is a little grim today. Italy now has more
The only
deaths
ones I
from
would
the
invest in are
virus than China.
Qantas, Aeroflot, and Virgin. Those are the only three worth
Spain
investing
and the
in.
USA. 680's Mark Douglas is here with those details. Mark.
The coronavirus death toll
I
in
don't
Italy's
know if right now is a
has
good time
just
to
reached
invest, but at least it'll be cheap.
3,405, about 150 more deaths than in China. CNN's Barbie Nadeau is in Rome. She says people are still outdoors, just walking around.
But we heard from a Chinese Red Cross official who was in Italy, who was up in the northern part of Milan today, saying
Why?
you're not doing the lockdown right.
Why was
You
a
shouldn't have
Chinese
public
Red Cross
transportation.
official
You
in
shouldn't let
Italy?
so many people in
That's
the grocery stores.
cross-contamination. You don't
Should
do
be on
that.
the streets.
And Italy has half of all positive coronavirus cases.
All you
in the
Italians are
world.
doing things wrong. Cough, cough, cough. What the
cases
fuck are
is
you
over
doing in
10,000,
Italy if you're a
with
Chinese
150
Red Cross
deaths.
official?
30% of
That don't even
infected
make
people
sense.
are in hospital. U.S. President Donald Trump now claiming that an old malaria drug, hydroxychloroquine, is showing very, very encouraging, as he puts it, early results as a COVID-19 medicine. But CNN's senior medical correspondent, Elizabeth Cohen, says, no, it isn't.
Some would say that Trump had a little bit more optimism than medical professionals.
And Trump says because this malaria drug has been in use for so long, they know that even if it doesn't work.
Okay, they edited the fucking soundbite. The FDA says no, you can't use this drug for that period. It doesn't work like that.
To retailers from the Bank of Canada. Some have been limiting cash usage in order to reduce potential exposure to coronavirus.
Because if everybody touches their card to the same machine over and over, there's no cross-contamination, right? And touching the buttons.
Depend on it as a means of payment. The bank wants to make sure Canadians have access to the goods and services they need. It's also working with financial institutions
we got what you need.
to ensure there is no disruption to cash supply. Now, the central bank says the risks posed from handling money are no greater than those posed by touching other
Who the fuck is it?
like doorknobs.
Hello, who the fuck is it?
I'm Chris McCusker. We could see the first round of spring thunderstorms tonight. A special
Hello?
weather statement's been issued for Toronto and the GTA.
Are you trying to order an assassination or a pizza?
Starting late this
Do
evening.
you need a half
into
pound of
early
crack? What's
tomorrow
going on,
morning. By
brethren?
Friday afternoon, the temperature is expected to warm up to near 17 degrees with scattered storms and heavy winds. And those winds could gust up to 90 kilometers per hour and will
It wasn't one of
last
you
into
guys.
the evening.
Fucking, I get these calls all the fucking time, man.
Matters.
So if our weather
They spoofed the number to look like my phone number. Well, I'm not calling myself, am I? I don't know everybody that signed up for a phone number the same day I did, so how the fuck does the number look like mine?
Now, there's on-demand for everything. Your customers are getting it all delivered instantly. Groceries, tuxedos, even puppy parties.
Presto,
It's a single payments
Instagram.
platform that makes it simple for your business to deliver convenience for all. However your customers want to pay.
I know I'm gonna
whether
fuck. I'm gonna
they're
twist this up, and then I'll remember. Oh, I got some
delivers in a
crumbs
pinch.
somewhere, or
Visit
some roaches or something.
adyen.com to learn more. Adyen, business, not boundaries.
I know I stopped saving roaches, but like I just psychologically.
Eglinton slow from the DVP to credit union because of single lane construction and lane restrictions at the intersection of Queen and Shaw for TTC track work. Now, the 680 News gas price update. Empro predicting the price will drop a cent at midnight to just under 77 cents
I don't
a
even see
liter.
roaches in there.
680 News Time, 340. Hey guys, it's never a good look when you untuck a long, bulky dress shirt. It just looks sloppy. That's why Untuck It makes shirts specifically designed to be worn untucked. And not only do they look good, they feel great too. Untuck It offers 50 fit combinations, so tall, short, slim, and bigger guys can experience the perfect fitting shirt. Come see for yourself at the 2 Toronto Untuck It locations in Yorkdale and Sherway Gardens. Or go to untuckit.ca. Use promo code Canada for 20% off your entire first purchase.
Hi, I'm Shamil, and I have a physical disability. Easter Seals Ontario helped me get accessibility equipment like a stairlift so I can get to my bedroom on my own. I also have a power wheelchair so I can get around. Without it,
I'll put my shirt on in a minute. Fuck.
When I grew up, I want to go to university and be a psychiatrist. With your
This isn't
help,
no fucking.
kids can become
It might be COVID. I doubt it. It's the particulate matter from these assholes crack pipes fucking with the ventilation of the building, eh?
680 News Time, 341.
Traffic and weather together on the one stamp. Here's Asher Roth.
Oh, people love doing that. They're crackheads. Flood your living space with crack smoke. Make you sick. Like, oh, it's these coffee.
This construction at Dixie is
This
still
fucking idiot
lingering.
here's
They're
a
blocking
cop.
the left lane, and as I look
And
at
I
the
swear,
camera, it
everybody
looks
I
like
tell
they've
them that he's a
started
crackhead, they
removing,
go,
some
hell
barrels
no, he's not a
around where there's an
crackhead.
arrow board set up, and it looks like
I've watched
either
them.
somebody
Hot box
drove
his house
over
with crack
one,
smoke.
knocking it over, or crews just didn't properly clean it up. I'm gonna get the
But the
MTO
people
call
saying he
to ask
ain't a
what's
crackhead,
going
they're
on here, but in
crackheads
the
too,
meantime,
right?
you're still gonna find delays on the westbound QEW from the 427 over to Dixie. Other than that, just some volume filling in. Eastbound 401, you'll find a minor
having a
slowdown
bit of
from
an
Dixon
idea.
to the 400 in the Express. And if you're traveling north on the Don Valley Parkway, you'll find a bit of volume from north of the Bayview Bloor ramps up to north of Lawrence. Discover luxury with certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz vehicles and enjoy your first 3 monthly payments waived, only for a limited time at the spring sales event. With the forecast, here's Denise
After those 3 months, you're gonna come after me?
Showers and thunderstorms this
My
evening
whole car is
overnight
gonna be
and through
covered
the
in
morning
mucus
on
and snot
Friday, and
and
that
empty
risk really
Kleenex
stretches
boxes
all
and
across
everything,
southern Ontario, Windsor to Parry Sound, through the GTA and up to the nation's capital. Strong wind gusts, even possibly some small hail with these thunderstorms and heavy downpours
Small
as
hail,
well.
so
They'll be
like, you know,
isolated
not
in terms
really
of where
hail,
we may
but
see all of these
small
different
hail.
factors play out, but nonetheless, we are under a special weather statement for much of the lower Great Lakes. Tomorrow, temperatures are going to be on the rise and then fall
Match it.
pretty
How'd that
drastically.
get in
And
there? I
even
was
though
looking
we're
for that.
seeing
How did
highs
it
near
get in
15
there?
degrees tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon. By Friday night,
I'm gonna
we're
use
down to
that.
-9. Your overnight low tonight is 7 degrees. Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute to the Business Center. Here's Richard Southern.
Coming up on the last 15 minutes of trade, Slajana, it looks like we're going to have a much-needed winning session here today.
Lucky
TSX
me.
right now
Trademark,
is up 511 points, about 4% to 12,232, excuse me. It's the price for oil that's helping Bay Street today. Major collapse for crude yesterday. Today, though, up 23+%, back above the 25 dollar mark. Dow Jones Industrial
I was about to say,
Average is up
23% is like
points right now,
$4 and
3%.
change.
S&P up 1.3.
Five,
Bank of
so
America
20
just
bucks
hitting
plus
the wire here with some troubling headlines, although perhaps not
Let's say
expected.
$25.
Bank of
It's
America
not
said a
huge
recession is here, and it believes the
it's
U.S. economy will
down.
contract 12%.
I believe that's about 60%
The Canadian dollar
from
right now still
last week.
holding it.
But it's up
in about
25% today.
68.91 cents U.S. This is 680 News.
Oil is
We all
also
need
not an
advice
investment.
from time to time. Why should investing?
If you run a gas station, that's your stock that you're buying and reselling. That's an investment. Oil futures is not an investment.
I'm Galen Weston, chairman.
It's a gamble. It's a speculation.
Every day now, it feels like a new part of our lives is
This guy
impacted
needs
by
to be beat the
COVID-19.
fuck up, eh?
Our stores are no different. So I wanted to share
The
some
grocery
things you're
store
going to see changing in
mafia,
our
eh? The
supermarkets
grocery
and
store
pharmacies.
mafia, eh?
We're reducing opening hours to give our teams extra time to clean and to rest. We're pre-packing more products to reduce touching. And we're limiting the number of...
You're going to pre-pack them for me to reduce touching. I don't want you pre-packing my shit.
These changes will lead to a very different shopping
Why white boys can't sell weed? They want to
Canadians have called
fluff it and touch it and break it up and add tobacco and put it in like 3 different bags.
Keeps going, getting food and
I can play with it and it looks better. I'm not buying that, buddy.
to good people.
Your dead skin cells all over
We're
it.
counting on them.
I ain't seen you wash your hands ever in my life. I ain't buying
Look
flowers
online
from you.
for new store hours. Practice social distancing when shopping and take only what you need. Most of all,
Take only what you need. Fuck off, it's my money. And we've been told 1,000 times you ain't gonna run out of nothing. I'm gonna buy everything I want.
Overcast and 6 degrees in downtown
I need like a truckload of toilet paper because I got a bonfire, right?
And I'm James Monroe. Here's what's making news right now.
Provincial health officials confirming many of our COVID-19 cases remain linked to travel. The chief medical officer of health saying
Confirming that many remain.
Given how many people are still flying back into the country. Also from the province today, gatherings, parties, and play dates can wait. Allow your life to pause. The Canada-U.S. border could be closed as early as tomorrow night.
Allow your life to pause. I'm dying.
Prime Minister Trudeau
My life expectancy is next February. Fuck off.
Time now for 6 City Sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, brought to you by HP Office Jet Pro. Here's Alex Xero.
Well, playing hockey in the summer might be a problem in some warmer climates, but if it gets to that, NHL Deputy Commissioner Bill Daly says...
Have you ever seen the NHL play outdoors? I haven't.
And while some buildings perhaps don't have the same capability as others in producing top quality ice, I think most of our buildings are pretty good.
It's not the building that determines the quality of the ice, it's the Zamboni driver.
We're able to fill those deficiencies at
You're never going to fill
and there was
NHL deficiencies, bro. You're hockey players. Get over it. There's a reason they let you get hit in the head over and over, buddy.
Going through the end of April.
As for the face guards, that's because it looks ugly when you smile. After the 100th guy did the snapshot with smiling with no teeth, they thought, no, this is no good. We can't do this no more. It's disgusting.
And because of COVID-19, all NBA team training facilities are being shut down to players and staff. Teams are told their
I only
players
want the
they
ones that are
can't
doubled
travel
up and stuck
outside their
together.
markets, but have been asked to
I want
remain
2-for-1 rubber
in North
bands.
America. Sports at 15 and 45 past
This is
every hour.
official.
Or anytime
Canada
at
Post, government issue.
sportsnet.ca/590.
Hear that? There's a rumble in
I don't know where you buy it. I cannot find these anywhere. You cannot buy these. These are not broccoli bands.
paperwork and madness. Don't worry. Staples and HP can help. Get up to $120 off when you buy an HP Office Jet.
It's funny because in my world, the HP is a staple.
And get an additional $40 off if you trade in your old printer. Buy the HP Office
Because
Jet
your
Pro
old printer can be used for something, right? Right? They're going to use it somehow for something, right?
This offer is only valid until April 9th.
They're going to throw it in the landfill, right? And they're going to smash it up so it's all sorts of sharp pieces and gets the microplastic leaking process going, the off-gassing, all that.
Alcohol in your system the next
Better
day.
off leaving it in your garage a couple years.
Even a fail on a roadside screening
And then
device.
burn it
It can
one
take
day
up
when
to
you're out of
12
fire
hours
room.
or more from the time
That
of
would
your
be
last
cleaner
drink
for you and the
AC to
environment.
reach zero. And only time, not sleep, coffee, or a shower sobers you up any faster. A message from Arrival App Drive Sober and ChangeTheConversation.ca.
This is 680 News. The Cannes Film Festival in France has been postponed. Organizers say the film festival will no longer take place during the scheduled dates in the middle of May. Several options are now being considered, including postponing the festival until June or July. France remains under lockdown with the number of COVID-19 cases there approaching the 10,000 mark. Premier Doug Ford began his news conference today by thanking the thousands of retired nurses and nurse practitioners who have volunteered their support to help run Telehealth Ontario.
Volunteer because they ain't getting paid.
24 hours.
Bullshit.
We've gone from
Now,
roughly
why didn't you employ these
400
people
phone
to do
lines
this job in the first place?
to over 2,000
Forward the number of the calls to their
phone
house
lines
phones.
and counting at Telehealth Ontario.
When the phone rings,
Toyota
the
says the
fucking
worker at
computer
its
screen goes
Cambridge
ding,
plant
ding,
has
ding, ding,
tested
ding.
positive for COVID-19.
It's like I'm doing air.
The employee worked their last shift on March 12th. The spokesperson says the worker and those they had close contact with are now in self-isolation. The plant also has deep cleaned and sanitized the areas these employees were working. The company announced yesterday
Oh,
that
you
the
cleaned
plant
it
will
once.
suspend production as
I'm
part of a
impressed.
wider
You finally
closure
cleaned
of 200
once.
plants
That's
across North
wonderful.
America.
That's
The country's
teaching us how to
busiest
do
airport
things.
is giving the social
clean up at least once in the life of your factory.
Toronto Pearson has tweeted,
and everyone will
as Canadians
praise
come together to support each other, we'd like to applaud the 50,000 airport workers at Pearson and those on the front lines at all of Canada's airports. Thank you for your work. Thank you.
The people at the airports is who's fucking everything up.
Traffic and weather together next.
6:30 news time, 3:50.
Your roof sprung a leak. Water came through, shorted out the furnace, the radiator too.
Hey, stuff happens. And when you need money now, I mean right now, there's PrudentFinancial.net.
If you need money in a hurry, PrudentFinancial.net.
Self-employed, no proof of income required. Bad credit or any proposal are welcome too. If you own your
I got the ownership paper for some guy's car, but it's got like no parking tags or insurance. I don't have my driver's license or health car. I don't know what to tell you, sir. I haven't paid my rent in 2 months.
I finally found a rug I love.
The search is over.
No, my employer can't give a reference because he's dying in the hospital. He's on quarantine or some shit.
I found the perfect rug to match
They
my
got him with some kind of malaria
and
drug.
my style.
I found the perfect rug that's durable and easy to clean because, well, I have a dog.
At Area Rug Shop, you'll find the right rug for you. Visit Area Rug Shop showrooms in Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, and Barrie. Or visit
Kill the king, the king is dead, long live the king. Kill the king is dead, long live the king.
680 news time, 3:51. Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Asher Rob.
And this report is brought to you by 407 ETR. So if you're headed westbound on the QEW, you're still going to find a delay from the 427 over to Dixie.
Is there ever a
It's
reason to go
because
east on the
of
QE?
some leftovers from the earlier construction that was going on, blocking the left lane. There's a signboard and a couple of barrels set up there. The construction crews say that they just had to circle around to pick that up because there was no safe place to park, and they were held up a little bit. There was a bit of a mechanical delay, so they're on their way there. And in the meantime, you're going to find it slow on the westbound QEW from the 427 over to Dixie. After that, it eases up. Eastbound QEW is moving just fine. So is the Gardner in both directions. We're starting to see some volume on the eastbound 401 filling in from Dixon over the 400 in the Express. We had an issue on the westbound 401 approaching the Allen in the Express. It's now clear, but you'll still find it slow from approaching Avenue in the Express over to the Allen. Collectors are moving just fine. And there's a bit of volume filling in on the northbound Don Valley Parkway.
I'd be better off
from
cleaning my
Don
pipe
Mills
and rolling
up to north
this,
of Lawrence and off the major routes northbound Highway 50 at Fogle Lane. There's a collision. You're going to find it jammed up northbound on Highway 50 from north of Highway 7, and it's slow westbound on Fogle from New Huntington. With the addition of 6 new hospitals in 2020, 407 ETR makes annual donations to 20 hospitals across the GTA. 407 ETR for the things that matter most. Your next report is at 4:01, and with the extended forecast in East Andrea.
Well, mostly cloudy, 7 right now at Pearson. That's our guaranteed high today. Winds have now shifted. We're out of the southeast. We're going to start to tap into some milder air the next 24 hours. It's an interesting couple of days, that's for sure. Showers and thunderstorms tonight. Heavy downpours possible. Very strong, damaging winds. And this is into Friday morning. And the risk for thunderstorms, the threat really is a large swath of southern Ontario, stretching from Windsor to the nation's capital. A big warm-up tomorrow. And then once
Thursday,
the
March 19th,
through
it says here.
in the afternoon, we're going to see a big dip in
But
temperatures.
that's set by the
Highs
internet,
near
so I don't
15
know.
tomorrow, but the lows, you're -9,
lot of
feeling like
science.
-15 by Friday night. Your overnight low tonight near 7 degrees.
That's the sound of the police, whoop whoop, that's the sound of the beat, whoop whoop, that's the sound of EMS, shoulda woulda vest, and never shoulda test, whoop whoop. I don't know if that just stopped. No, that would be number 3 or 4 coming up. What was the deal last night with the klaxon going off 20 minutes after, man? Like, what do you want?
Need to know.
Breaking news.
It's a massive weather system we're watching, spanning from Texas to the Maritimes. Traffic just flew over Highway 400 in South.
That's not a weather system. That's region.
Rainfall warnings across the GTA.
When you
Forget the fucking word. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Shut up.
The Church of England says couples should scale back their special day because of the coronavirus pandemic. Britain's state-established Protestant church says church weddings should be attended only by the couple. The officiating minister and the 2 witnesses required by law. New guidance issued today says attendees, apart from the couple, should observe as much distance as possible. The Church of England suggests the ceremony
see the
could
defect?
be streamed online for those unable to attend, or couples could hold a public blessing once the outbreak is over. And it acknowledges that some couples may want to postpone their wedding altogether.
It's still joined at this end, so how did it rip here?
It's time, 3:55.
Welcome to the afterlife, old red sedan. It's a good thing your owner needed to get rid of you fast.
Well, is this where I become a kidney
What's it been?
car?
It is.
2 or 3 years since I
Start
purchased these,
supporting
and the first
life-changing
pack has
medical
defects.
research And back in community education immediately.
Well, I don't like redesigns. Redesigns suck.
Driveway forever. Need to get rid of an old car? Don't scrap it. Your car has a higher calling. Get a fast, free, and friendly tow for a minimum $300 tax
If there's any
receipt.
power surge
Donate at
whatsoever, the
kidneycar.ca.
TV shuts itself off and it comes back on. And I got everything plugged into different lines.
Than the full-size pickup,
So
the Nissan Titan, with Canada's
the
best
box, the router, the TV's all on different lines, so fucking, I don't know every time what's going on
Nissan
here.
Titan has got your back. Right now, drive home a Titan Platinum and get up to $16,000 standard rate finance cash. Get the Titan of trucks today. Visit choosenissan.ca or your Nissan dealer. Conditions apply.
That would be something worth buying. A Nissan Titan. Them trucks run forever in Africa and places.
Right, so Canada stocks are higher, markets are improving. I'm going to get to all those details in just a moment, but first, I'm keeping a close eye on what's going on in the grocery store, because I know we're all very attuned to that.
What in the grocery store, Bradford?
Me, when I was out shopping the other day, have you noticed there's like next to no chicken left? Grocers will tell you that, after toilet paper and hand sanitizer, chicken is one of the first things to go here the last week or two.
That's not true.
Many stores across the GTA can't keep it in stock.
That's
so why
not
is
true.
poultry full in the coop? Food expert Dr. Sylvain Charlebois.
Want me to go buy some chicken and come back? I'll show you. I'll go shop with some chicken right now. It'll be faster to make money. And to prove the point that the cops ain't working.
Part of the run on chicken has to do with the demographics here in the GTA.
Oh, I know what I'll do just to prove the point. I'll take my old receipts, I'll write my name on them. I owe you $4.99, and I'll throw it at the cashier when I walk by.
Tend to go to chicken, which is a cheap protein but a reliable one in terms of prices.
The $1.49 hot dogs are sold out. The $2 hot dogs are in stock. The $6 hot dogs are in stock. The $8 hot dogs are in stock. You're not buying chicken, you're buying cheap.
And Professor also tells me we're seeing a big uptick in the number of Canadians ordering.
That's not panic buying and it's not hoarding. It's poor people trying to budget their money.
The markets, we're going to have it here. We're coming up to the end of the trading day. And right now we got the Dow Jones Industrial Average off the best levels, but up 174 points.
I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it anyway. That's why we're using the shitty fucking zigzags.
We did see losses in the morning and then a pretty steady winning trade throughout the afternoon hours. Traders really liking the fact that there was no new coronavirus cases in China. That was
traders like that because why? It has nothing to do with anything. But psychologically, it makes them think maybe the Chinese will borrow more money, or lend more, buy more treasury bills.
To 12,258. Big part of that picture.
Well, there's no connection between the two.
Yesterday, but which has recovered those losses today. Oil up almost 24%, about 25 bucks today. We're looking on Wall Street at gains here for McDonald's up 7.6%. Walt Disney is up 7%. Microsoft.
Well, I obviously clean up my mess more often than I realize. Them tins of meat that I'm always buying, you get them in Chinatown 20 cents cheaper with a Chinese label.
Still have the Canadian dollar in the dumps down at 69.91 cents US. Hang tight, all the big top stories
$2 a piece,
60 seconds away right here on 680 News.
Prostate 1 from Avogel, a once-a-day traditional herbal medicine for men suffering from symptoms of
once a day, like, well, how the fuck you take that, man? Holy.
Prostate 1 from Avogel. Feel and perform your best. Prostate 1, wherever natural health products are sold.
We've all heard those home renovations.
It was bound to happen. I've done that a dozen times.
Georgian Renovations
that was bound to happen.
To offer a home renovation that's quick, easy, and
oh, technically it's lit. Technically it worked. Technically that worked. technically, if this was like an action movie and we were down to one last match head and an old fucking beat up pack, technically this works. But you'd have to be a cigarette smoker to keep it going. And then you'd have to use this to like, I don't know, fucking get the insulation off the wire to twist it together and then light the dynamite.
Such as frequent urination and sexual dysfunction.
And then you have to have like an 8-year-old hacking a fucking iPhone for some reason. Because that's part of the fucking thing these days.
In Mississauga, overcast 7 degrees. Oakville, overcast and 6. Downtown Toronto, it's overcast and 6. The News Watch never stops. 680 News at CFTR AM Toronto. It's 4 o'clock.
Really? On for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are James Monroe and Slajana Tominzik.
Good afternoon. It's Thursday, March 19th.
Here's what's making news right now.
Dozens of new cases in Ontario, but a word of positivity.
Let's keep at it. We're doing well.
Provincial
Positive.
officials say this is just the
Moron. Positive means you're sick. Why the fuck would you use that word, stupid?
Gather in the House to unanimously pass legislation protecting workers affected by COVID-19.
Spring arrives tonight, and with it, some
Well, I was
wild
gonna scrape
weather,
off some of the
including
resume. You do it.
thunderstorms and heavy rain.
Special weather statement out for Toronto and the GTA. Full traffic in your forecast in seconds.
NFL trading season continues. The Eagles have acquired Darius Slade from Detroit. Broncos have waived
I
Joe
don't know or
Flacco,
care who
and
the fuck that is, bro.
could return in June. Sports at 15.
Just had the closing bell ring on Wall Street closing.
I couldn't pick LeBron James out of a lineup.
Trade the Dow up 191 points to TSX, up with 500 on a big comeback for oil. This
And
was
all
a
these
26
weird African names on the Raptors, I don't give a fuck about. You ain't from here. Fuck off.
Traffic weather together on the ones. Here's Kyle.
This report brought
You got nets on your hoops? You got the ring on your hoops? We got backboards spray painted on brick walls, bro.
It's east of
And we just practice the same thing with the tennis balls. Just throw them up on the balconies to pass the crack back and forth.
Blocked right now because of a collision. We have tow trucks on scene. You can
Oh,
still get
watch
into
out.
the collectors.
Tow truck
You just have to
drivers, you know they
cross
got
the
guns.
bullnose. Some traffic also using the right shoulder, but I would assume that that shoulder will be blocked any minute when emergency crews arrive here along with the tow trucks. So right now, the East 401 starting to get really jammed from east to the 427.
The tow truck
east
shows
of
up
Kipling,
first.
for those two lanes heading into the collectors. are blocked
Ambulances
for this
will
crash.
not come till the police tell them it's
Outside of that,
safe.
pretty minor volume
And if you want
on
to
the rest
live
of our
after getting
highways.
shot,
This
get in
spot
a
of
taxi.
construction on the
That's
westbound
taxi.
QEW at Dixie. The left lane is blocked for a short stretch. We've got crews just coming back around to pick up the last of the cones, and that should be gone. But for now, it's busy.
The crew is coming to
427 over
pick up the
Dixie as a
cones.
result. And the only other volume delay on our highways is northbound Don Valley leaving downtown, busy from north of Don Mills up to York Mills. This year, 407 ETR is adding 30 kilometers of new lanes to keep up with increasing traffic.
Some
and
keeps
keep
always
your
put my
commute
shirt on,
fast,
but I don't
safe, and
care.
reliable. Visit 407etr.com. Your next report at 411, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriachi.
Well, it's been a pretty gloomy day. It's been hard to fight that cloud cover, and now we've got showers and thunderstorms on the way for tonight.
I got light
Isolated
bulbs, honey.
heavy
I'm good.
downpours and very strong winds expected through the overnight and through the morning on Friday. Over 90-kilometer-per-hour gusts are possible. Special weather statements in effect.
90 miles? Are you on fucking drugs?
7 degrees.
That's like 140, 150.
Well, happening now, we're getting an update from the city on the latest from the coronavirus. Chief Peg says Wheel-Trans system is being overwhelmed along with public health phone lines.
57.
This comes as Ontario reports its second death related to COVID-19 with more than 250
28,
confirmed
56,
cases across the
28 again.
province. 680 Stuart McGinn joins us with the latest. Stuart.
Yes, legit. The numbers took another upward swing so far today. 43 new cases. 8 of them are here in Toronto as the province's total grew to 257. But Ontario's medical officer of health says when it comes to social distancing, many people are doing a great job of following the guidelines.
Yeah, all the drug dealers, all the crackheads.
For Monday since emergency, but some of since last week with the children at home.
Really, this
You
is
think
just the
crackheads are
beginning.
dirty?
Dr. David Williams spoke to the observations out of Italy today that what's happened
Not
there with the
usually.
drastic spike in cases
They might
could
look
just be
grubby, so
days
do
away
I.
from becoming
But we
a
ain't passing
reality.
diseases back and forth. We know how to keep things separate.
I don't know. It's just overwhelming. We don't want that situation.
We not overwhelmed, Roger. You
Want
overwhelmed.
to not be too overconfident.
And we'll continue to watch the numbers by 5:30. We'll get another update on the provincial totals. So far, though, officials saying these jumps we're seeing across Ontario are surprising. Reporting live, Stuart McGinn, 680 News.
Meanwhile, Premier Ford, among a small group of politicians, have gathered at Queen's Park today to pass an emergency bill that would help workers.
How does 24 politicians pass a bill when there's 300 that have to vote?
The usual hoopla and theater in the legislature. Instead, a significantly reduced crowd. Just
what else did they pass today? I want to know. There's an omnibus bill we're going to hear about next year that got passed today.
Unanimously passed legislation to protect workers.
Unanimously, 24 out of 300. Is it 308 or is that the federal? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
Our sleeves and work together.
Premier Ford announcing some new measures, including not having to worry if you have some documents that are about to expire.
We're suspending all renewals for driver's licenses, license plate stickers, and health cards.
Any evictions are also being put on
the drinking in public ticket
the premier being very
for two black guys, neither one of which was drinking.
Don't go into self-isolation after returning
with the empty beer bottle with the lid on it in a plastic bag next to them. That's going to go away.
Stay isolated.
The trespass ticket for trying to go to the hospital, that's going to go away. Again, half white Chinese doctor flipping out on me. Making up story. Oh, he's escalating.
Canadian and
I'm sitting there. 5 security guards show
the
up.
details, but the Prime Minister says by the
Come
weekend,
on, buddy.
the border
Brethren,
should
now
close
wait,
to
don't
all
talk to me.
tourists
I'm not
and
your
cross-border
brethren.
shoppers, probably
You fucking
come into
homo.
place,
When did I use a
in the
possessive
night
term in
between
regards to
Friday
you, you
and
fucking
Saturday.
dick sucker?
Trade and commerce will
These
not
half
be
black
affected
dick
to make sure
suckers, I don't
goods on
like. I
food
don't
and
give a
medicine
fuck about
continue to cross the
LGBT
border.
rights. Get the
Meanwhile,
fuck
the Prime
lost.
Minister is warning that social distancing measures and restrictions on public activities could remain in place for
You
weeks.
have the right
even
to
months.
physically touch me
Canada's
over
chief
and over
public
to
health
try to
officer,
convince me
Dr.
I'm
Theresa
gay,
Tam,
right?
says it's key we take the measures now to flatten
35
the curve.
fucking years of
We
that.
all
So
have got
eventually
to
I
get
might
it right
turn
and
gay,
get it
right?
right
It's not going to
right
happen,
now.
buddy.
Because the price of not doing so is too high.
The government's in discussions with manufacturers to ensure we have enough medical equipment, and the Prime Minister says
Which is
he's also
why
in
a lot of
talks with
sick people
airlines
go
to
to
make
the
sure the
hospital.
Canadians stuck abroad have enough flights to bring
See
them
how I
home.
linked it all together?
He's also urging all
Your
workers and
fascism is
businesses
why
to
we're
take
not
a look
coming
at
in,
their
bro.
$82 billion financial aid package to make sure they get the help they need through this crisis. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
This portion of the news brought to you
No, I'm
by
not high,
BDO
but I
Debt
can feel it.
Solutions. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister
I
is
guess I
going
am
into
kinda high.
self-isolation and is being tested for COVID-19. Minister Francois Philippe Champagne announcing on Twitter is being tested out of an abundance of caution.
Monsieur Champagne!
After returning from abroad. Italy has today surpassed China in the number of deaths linked to the
Francois
virus. The numbers
Philippe
keep climbing in the
Champagne.
US.
That's straight out of like
City
Warner
Mark
Brothers and
Douglas.
Looney
The
Tunes
COVID-19
cartoons, yeah?
pandemic began in China, but that country is no longer the world leader in coronavirus deaths. That tragic title now belongs to Italy, reporting 3,405 deaths, about 150 more than the most recent numbers out of China. CNN's Barbie Nadeau is in Rome, where she says a Red Cross official
there's
is
going to be like an
criticizing
unbalancing in the mafia
too
families,
casual
isn't
when
there?
it comes to social distancing.
The Italians I know
Should be
speak
on the street,
French
so we're expecting
or
in Italy with these
patois,
numbers to rise that the lockdown
Creole and
gets
shit.
a little bit tighter.
In the U.S.
I don't know
this
no
afternoon,
Italian.
President Donald Trump is singing the praises of a possible COVID-19 medicine.
They own this building. Well, I don't speak no Italian. I don't think they do
He
either.
says it's an old malaria drug, also used in arthritis treatment. And for the U.S. president, the fact that this drug has been around for so long,
It's not going to kill anybody. When you go with a brand new drug, you don't know.
I'm Mark Douglas.
I'll give him credit for saying that because he's got to give him some credit for saying that. New drugs kill people all the time.
I'm encouraging non-essential businesses that remain open
Oh no, we
to
essential.
get
We essential.
behind social distancing.
We got the packaging materials,
encouraging
multiple
these
sets of
businesses
scales. We got like
to
4
do the right
phones, everything.
thing.
We got multiple elevators, centrally located. We got covered parking, a gas station, and a 24-hour store. Come on, we essential over
Blame an
here.
approaching warm front. We'll see showers and thunderstorms move through this evening and tonight.
You
with
thought
some
Detroit
storms
kept the
expected
shit
to
moving,
contain
man.
heavy
Where
downpours.
y'all today?
It's not just 15 millimeters of rain in an hour, or total amounts near 25 millimeters are possible, according to Environment Canada.
You can have an
And then
inch of rain in an
tomorrow, a
hour.
cold front will move in with the potential for high wind gusts in the
So we got
morning
backed
or
up
early
sewers and
afternoon.
things everywhere?
Gusts could be near or exceed 90 kilometers an hour.
Oh, so you're gonna get
I'm Charlotte
splashed
Close.
with dirty sewer water every time you try to go out.
This is 680 News.
Hi, I'm Jordan Day, a partner at BDO Debt Solutions. I know
No, I
firsthand that
fucked
debt
up. I should have
problems can
scraped
happen
off
to
some of that
anyone.
resin.
Life is
If I
full
do
of
it
unexpected
separate now.
events that can have a negative impact on our finances. A lot of the people who come to us for help have gone through tough times and have had to rely on credit to survive. If you're struggling, a licensed insolvency trustee can help. Visit debtsolutions.bdo.ca or call 1-855-BDO-DEBT to book a free consultation.
City Streets in Woodbridge, there's a crash at Highway 50 in Fogle. Northbound traffic is backed up from Highway 7. And Victoria Park down to a single lane from O'Connor to Eglinton for road work.
City Streets was brought to you by North Toronto Auction. To protect customers and employees, NorthTorontoAuction.com is changing to online auctions only tomorrow at noon and 9 a.m. Saturday.
Non-qualified buyers.
NorthTorontoAuction.com.
Now, the
Pay for it with a stolen credit card. Send some random guy with a fucking bandana on his face to pick up the car. Okay, here's the keys. Ready to go.
This gas price update was brought to you by Home Turf Lawn Care. Green, weed-free lawns. HomeTurf.ca.
Hi, I'm Shmuel, and
I don't know, no bangers scared of this shit.
Easter Seals Ontario helped me get
We see people get shot in the head 3 times a year. We see crackheads smoke crack for 30 years and they're still healthy. Relatively. How the fuck? You want me to be afraid of some Chinese bat disease? I don't eat bats, I eat chickens.
With your help, Easter Seals kids can become unstoppable. Please donate today at easterseals.org.
Hi, I'm Cherry Tab, co-founder of the Herzig Eye Institute. Our eyes play such an important role in the spread and prevention of COVID-19. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Wash your hands often. And be vigilant about cleaning door handles and other surfaces that are touched frequently. If you wear contact lenses, consider wearing your glasses. Your health is what matters most to us.
Coffee?
Google high-definition vision
how'd I get a dot of coffee on my
so we can stay connected. Look after yourself. Promise me.
I know I'm touching my T-zone, but my hands are clean, and I'm not touching you or anything else.
This report brought to you by Foodland Ontario. Problems on the eastbound 401 causing a heavy jam up here. East of Kipling, the collector lanes, the 2 lanes that lead into the collectors, currently blocked right now. This crash happened right where those express and collector lanes split once again. So East 401 is jammed from the 427 to east of Kipling. Again, both lanes leading to the collectors blocked. The traffic is crossing the bullnose just beyond this collision. So you can still get into those collector lanes. You just have to cross over that bullnose. We have OPP and tow trucks on scene waiting for more emergency crews. Again, it's jammed. 427.
And the OPP is sitting in the car with the windows up, and the truck drivers is out doing whatever the fuck they want.
That westbound QBW construction by Dixie is finally all cleared up. Still a bit busy.
We don't need OPP. We need tow truck drivers, but we don't need OPP.
Volume delays on the DVP northbound, approaching Eglinton to north of Lawrence, and the South 404 bunching up now from Shepherd down to the 401 ramps. Watch out on the westbound Gardner. Approaching York, we've got a man on a bike reported cruising along in the right lane. We notified Toronto Transportation. They're just having a look through the area
for
this gentleman now, and then police will be escorting him off the highway if he's found.
Why?
Westbound
It's not
Gardner
illegal.
by
You
York
escort
Street,
him? Yeah, you can't stop him.
We have,
You can't
if you're
legally
traveling
stop
westbound
him.
Gardner in terms of volume delays, not much. The rest of our highways just fine right now. Foodland Ontario reminds you
If
that
he commits an
fresh Ontario
offense, you
green
can ask him what his
peppers
name
are
and
now
address
available in
is.
stores,
That's it.
farmers markets,
If
and
he
on
commits an
farm markets. After all, good things grow in Ontario, paid for by the government of Ontario. Your next report at 421, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriachi.
We've got showers and thunderstorms across the GTA and southern Ontario this evening and tonight. With these isolated storms, heavy downpours possible in a short amount of time, and ponding and pooling is possible out on the roadways.
All you people thought I was dependent on you for your meal program that you volunteer there, but you act like you're responsible for it. You're sitting at home now not getting your $100, not getting your accolades
by
and
Friday
praise
night
and
with the
all
wind
that.
chill. It's going to feel like
I'm
minus
still
15.
eating. I know I'm
Cloudy
skinny,
and
but I
6
always
now
been
at Pearson.
skinny.
Your overnight low is near 7 degrees.
Now, the Dynamic Funds Market Minute to the Business Center, Richard.
Hey, James, here are the closing numbers. We had a winning session. We needed a TSX today, closing up 449 points, or 3.8% at 12,170. Really helping out Bay Street. The price of oil was absolutely cratered yesterday, but then today had its biggest gain ever, up almost 24%. to 25 bucks and change. Energy stocks recovering some on Bay Street. Dow Jones, the industrial average today, it was up 188 points, 1% to 20,870 after some pretty big losses in the morning. S&P 500 up 1.7%. Traders liking the fact that U.S. President Trump started talking about possible therapeutic drugs that could be used for the virus, as well as central banks around the world. They are spending big to support markets.
Cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine,
69.09 cents U.S. This is 680 News.
Research shows that households with a financial advisor save at nearly twice the rate versus those who don't. To learn more, visit dynamic.ca/advice.
Ontario's doctors are working with government to provide the best possible advice about coronavirus. Take these 5 easy steps to protect yourself. 1. Wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. 2. Cough or sneeze.
I can't get soap on my hands and the water turned on and hot enough in 20 seconds.
And 5. Disinfect heavily touched surfaces. For more information, visit virusfacts.ca or ontario.ca/.
Oh, you people that like get your hands wet and do this and then wipe them on stuff, but you didn't rinse anything off. All you're doing is spreading more bacteria.
It's moisture. For something you deserve.
All them crackheads in jail. No, moisture spreads disease.
They gave the family dog my name.
Spit on the floor. I said this years ago. Spit on the floor in jail. Watch what happens.
When you're already invisible. People are complicated.
Big tough guy. Spit on the floor in the building here.
To get the credit you deserve, with more money back from tax credits available to those in Ontario. H&R Block. Get what's yours.
Oh, I found more sticks.
This is All News Radio.
What else I got in here?
Cloudy skies in downtown Toronto, 6 degrees at Pearson. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm James Monroe.
I'm Sljana Tivincic. Here's the top stories right now.
The latest on the COVID-19 crisis. The province recording more than 40 new cases today. The total now 257 and 2 deaths.
Pieces of weed, brethren. Let's do a little quick search for pieces of weed. Let's see. I found a gram last time.
Companies and workers right after the pandemic, and Toronto's medical officer of health is recommending non-essential businesses closed.
And I know you tell jokes about wipe your ass with one hand, eat with the other. This is my non-dominant hand. I don't need to be able to do much with this except hold something. This hand, I don't cough on, brethren. Money goes here, product gets touched here.
Time now for 680 Sports from Sports.
Except the paper money I'll grab with this hand, because I don't grab nothing with this hand that needs detailed touch. So,
good afternoon. Major League Baseball.
And if I do cough with this hand, I'm not doing this.
An initiative's been put together.
These are drug dealer rules. These are homeless survival rules. This has nothing to do with COVID. So the world's getting all fucked up.
Minor leaguers who are not on
all the niggas that sleeps outdoors and in doorways is who's gonna live.
Not been able to collect unemployment insurance because they're technically hired by clubs. Meanwhile, Darius Slade got his trade and his extension. The Lions trading Slade to the Eagles today for a 3rd and 5th round pick.
One day I'll review my videos and I'll go, oh, that's what I missed. That was dumb. I watched all this to tune in.
The Fan will have a hockey game tonight, part of our
I'm not hating you for watching this. I'm just saying, if you watch these over and over, there might be something wrong with you. There might be the same thing wrong with me, so it's okay.
And we're not sure if it's a player, a coach, or a member of the training staff. But the Denver Nuggets say one person in their organization has tested
positive. The Nuggets, they ain't talking chicken, eh?
The person in question experienced.
All right, so I'm always weighing stuff up here, and I'll see things go flying.
And 45 past every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
Sales new spring collections have arrived. Until Sunday, get 15% off at sale.ca.
Okay, you gotta go through this orderly.
Including new clothing and
go through this in an orderly fashion.
Every great story begins at sale.ca.
See how many little crumbs I find. They're my crumbs and it's my dirt. So.
Credits or upgrade your marks? Learn from
holy shit, I can see some there.
The Ontario Virtual School allows you to earn OSSD credits while you learn from home, so you can get your high school diploma.
I might have a little joint without having to get off my little 5-gallon bucket, eh?
And get 24-hour access to our certified
Feeding
teachers.
the world from my garbage, Tom. Feeding the world from my garbage, Tom. We are all evil. Are you evil? Yes, sometimes I am.
Spring collections have arrived. Until Sunday, get 15% off at sale.ca on almost everything, including new clothing and hunting and fishing gear. Every great story begins at sale.ca.
Oh, I see little chunks.
This is 680 News, the latest on the virus crisis. Premier Ford commending Ontarians for stepping up to help one another.
This is the true Ontario spirit. When crisis hit, the people of this province have responded to the call for help. They're rolling up their sleeves and getting to work. This is what it means to be Canadian. And it's this spirit, the Ontario spirit, that will see us through these difficult days.
Thousands of retired nurse practitioners and nurses have volunteered.
Got dust bunnies for sale. Deep fried.
The telehealth line. Ford says that has allowed the system to go from about 400 phone lines to over 2,000. The Canadian distillery behind J.P. Weiser's whiskey and Polar Ice vodka is helping out. Corby Spirit and Wine says it'll be adding hand sanitizer to its production line in Windsor.
I only drink Alberta.
For use in TTC garages and collector booths to help keep employees and passengers safe. Companies also working with the province and the federal government to identify communities in short supply.
Room for a year.
Monitoring Center reviews say it all. Join the tens of thousands
so all this
of
shit about
homeowners
quarantine
who
is
wish
going
they
to
had
I
switched to
said
the
something
Monitoring Center
controversial.
sooner. Call us today or visit us
If you cut
at
off the video, I'm just going to go get some more weed and come back.
free
Go ahead, cut it off. There's the only reason I didn't leave yet because the video. Right. Come on, cut it off, censor.
We care.
Of course you are.
News at 421 traffic and weather together on the ones. Kyle.
This report brought to you by 407 ETR. In general, the highways are in great shape right now, with one exception. Into the collector lanes blocked here. So it's right with the point where the express and collectors split once again. So those two lanes heading into the collectors on the right-hand side currently blocked. However, to get into the collectors, you just have to pass by this crash and then you can cross the bullnose. Lots of traffic doing that. So we have emergency crews on scene. So if you're traveling through here, it won't be long before this clears likely, but it's jammed 427 to east of Kipling, where both no issues or delays on the westbound 401. Just a couple of other spots of volume. Northbound Don Valley, minor delays Eglinton to north of Lawrence. And the southbound 404, a bit slow from Shepherd down to the 401 Rams. I didn't find anything on the westbound Gardner by York Street, where we have reports of a man on a bicycle on the highway. Rescue crews looked through there.
It's not illegal!
And the westbound QEW is now pretty well up to ETA, 407 ETR, for the things that matter most.
So you haven't built them yet,
431, and with the extended forecast, here's Denise Andriachi.
Well, showers and thunderstorms this evening and overnight into Friday morning. So from this evening and Friday a.m., we are expecting heavy downpours with these isolated storms. So it's mostly just scattered showers.
Province recording red. Toronto's medical officer of health now recommending non-essential businesses close. And a special weather statement is out for Toronto and the GTA. The latest straight ahead.
Community spread. You thought they were talking about urban sprawl, suburban sprawl, right?
Here's reason number 8. The largest selection of waterproof flooring. Come in now for great savings on all waterproof flooring, starting from $2.99 a square foot, including waterproof laminate, waterproof luxury vinyl, and our latest edition, beautiful waterproof hardwood in a variety of styles. Plus, do not pay until 2021 OAC. If you're looking for waterproof flooring, Alexanian has you covered. Visit alexanian.com for the location near
Cider Club. It pays to the law.
This week, you could win a $100 407 Express Toll Route gift card to avoid congestion and save time on your way around the GTA.
Feed off from under where I weigh it out. I'm gonna smoke it.
This is 680 News. In other news, police homicide unit investigating suspicious death in Scarborough. It happened just before 9 last night at Warden and Comstock. His identity. Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll wrap the day in the markets with Richard Southern. 680 News.
Just another nameless, faceless, nameless.
Everything you need.
Sad how it goes out here in the back.
My dream home has a ton of
bamboo.
walks and fronts.
Well, just about everything.
Is it North or South Korean bamboo?
Enjoy spring savings and get
Because I want bamboo that's just like perfectly spaced. And, I gotta stop saying this controversial shit, eh?
Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
Protect yourself.
My connection is unstable. That's why I don't introduce you to nobody.
SafetyMasks.ca is your one source for sanitization supplies, with safety masks, disinfectant wipes, and latex gloves available. SafetyMasks.ca offers premier quality high from traditional medical masks.ca. That's SafetyMasks.ca.
Do you see the level of crisis we're at?
426.
Now, 680 Business Report from the Home Office. Richard
People are still ordering shit like that with their credit cards over the internet. That's the level of crisis we're at.
Today, because not only are we in the home office, but we have a winning trading day to report. Couldn't be happier to say that. Dow Jones Industrial Average has just up 188 points, gaining 1% to 20,087. Of course, you know, the Dow and, you know, all North American markets are down, what, 35% here over the past couple of weeks. But to stabilize, and that's kind of what we did today. Down 1%, S&P 500 up 0.6%. The NASDAQ was strong. Tech stocks were. NASDAQ up 2.6%. Big win for Bay Street. The TSX was up 449 points.
It's down like 8,000, but it's up 400. Okay, buddy.
On Bay Street was a big comeback for oil. Crude tumbled yesterday, but recovered all of it today.
You can buy some that cost 10 shillings or less.
Really, what the story is today is investors looking at what central banks are doing. And what they're doing is essentially creating money and using it to buy bonds and other financial instruments.
Borrowing money from China.
The markets. We saw it in 2008, and it's happening again. Barry Schwartz with Bastion Wealth Management is here. Barry, you may not realize.
There's a reason they call it center of the universe. That's what China means. Center of the universe. There's a reason they call it that.
Because people believe it works, and because it circulates, and that's how people get paid. But in a way, it's basically faith-based currency, and
it's faith-based currency.
You need with a computer at any one time, and that's kind of the answer why the numbers and finance.
Practice social distancing when shopping, and take only what you need. Most of all, please be calm.
Isn't that what grocery shopping is? All three of those things are the definition of grocery shopping. Don't buy shit you don't need. Don't touch everything.
6 degrees, 6 City News Time, 4:30.
Don't touch people. Little kids know not to touch people and not to touch things that aren't theirs and shit. How come adults, white people, got to be told this?
Here are Split Janet Dominzik and James Monroe. Good afternoon. This is Thursday, the 19th of March.
Here's what you need to know right now. More climbing is not essential visitors only.
5 millimeters of rain in some spots. There could also be some heavy downpours. It's because of an approaching warm front. There is also the potential for brief severe wind gusts tomorrow morning, near or higher than 90 kilometers an hour. I'm Charlene Close.
When you need to know, now.
680news.com.
Toronto is enriched by publicly owned services that help make the
Oh, this place is cleaning already. I'm going to get a joint cleaning my own house. I'm going to clean my house and get a joint over here. I haven't even looked over here.
Visit LexusGTA.ca. Your next report is 451, and with the here's Denise Andriacci.
Hey, look, you see what I see here?
There in pockets of the GTA. It's been a gloomy day overall, and we'll
I know,
see
I'm
some
a fucking
showers and
idiot, but at least I don't
thunderstorms
run the
tonight.
world,
Special weather statements in effect because some of these embedded thunderstorms could produce heavy downpours. We are expecting very strong winds through morning and early afternoon, but temperatures will be very much from COVID-19. Was neither travel related nor a result of close contact. That patient was a halted man in his 50s, and spring arrived.
So he didn't have.
With it,
What the fuck? He didn't get the disease.
By the DVP, and traffic through here heavy eastbound on Eglinton from the DVP to east of it to just past Winford.
Bellier Brothers, experts in heating and cooling older Toronto homes since 1908. Save energy with a high-efficiency combination boiler called Belgian.
11 American stock was down.
It's demarcated in centimeters
on Wall Street today.
That's interesting. I guess that's for checking
over $1, 1,479 US dollars in the ounce. Again, TSX up more than 400 points on the day. Canadian dollar at 68.88 cents US. Hang tight. Top stories are 60 seconds away right here on 680 News.
At Lowe's, we have everything you need for your renos for less.
My dream home has a Tuscan front door, cream bamboo floors the second you step inside, and a dog who meticulously.
My dream home has a crackhead and a thug micro easy at the front door.
Everything. Until Wednesday at Lowe's. Conditions apply. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
Oh, hello, spiders. Look at you. I didn't even know you were there. Look at all the eggs you got. That is great. That is great. You eat up all these cockroaches. Some of this back. Put that there.
For breaking news, traffic, bad weather. This is 680
So this is a square. Probably some of you already know that.
Good afternoon.
afternoon is Thursday, March 19th.
Here's what you need to know right now.
Oh, it's bad.
The next step in fighting the coronavirus
It's not been this way, it's been this way. That's okay.
Hair and nail salons, clothing stores.
The city's top
hair and
doctor
nail
wants
salons.
non-essential
They're
stores
notorious for spreading infections.
A fatality possibly linked to community transmission.
Not all of
dozens
them,
of new confirmed cases
but a few of them
COVID-19
spread
in
some
Ontario.
bad infections.
The premier says there are plans to bring home a group of King City students stuck in Peru after the South American country closed its borders.
No, leave them there, stupid. Why do you move everybody? The borders are closed, so we're going to move people around. Why are the borders closed? A disease we don't want to spread, so we're going to move these people around so it don't spread. A dog knows better than to do that.
Stores. We haven't heard rumbles of thunder in a while, of heavy downpours and very strong winds associated with these storms. So Environment Canada has issued special weather statements. Overnight tonight, temperatures near 7 degrees.
680 News Time 5:02.
The latest on the COVID-19 crisis, more than 40 new cases in Ontario today and 2 deaths. Toronto now recommending all non-essential stores close.
680's Mark Douglas joins us live with the latest. Mark.
My store ain't closing, brethren.
26 cases
We've been doing business on here since 1970. My store not closing.
Briefing from the city's top doctor.
There were 128
You're not gonna stop for this?
confirmed cases.
50
of
years and now I'm just going to
COVID-19
stop for
in
some
Toronto.
fucking Chinese cold.
Basement finished.
With the
Speaking
zero
of
down,
basements.
0% interest, finish your basement for as low as $140 a week. Book now and get $5,000 off your new
I didn't just end up here because I'm broke. Eh? A lot of people are looking and go, oh, he lives in that place. Eh? Oh, I know the story with that place.
And eastbound 50
At least
people are
30 cell phone
construction.
antennas.
Now 680 News gas price updated.
You don't know what you're dealing with. 600 fucking units in the complex, bro. We got a whole economy running. We got a corner store, a coffee shop, a gas station, and a record studio.
Very strong wind gusts through the morning tomorrow into the early afternoon. Temperatures will rise and then fall tomorrow for the first full day of spring. Highs near 15 degrees, but by tomorrow night, it's going to feel like
it's
minus 15 with the wind chill. Right now, it is 6 degrees downtown Toronto. Misty conditions at Pearson and 6. Your overnight low is near 7.
Now the dynamic funds. Market minute, Richie.
Yeah, what?
Games are cooked up winner today.
My market is on every
A
minute.
little bit on news that global central banks are really stepping up their efforts to fight the crisis.
All right, we need some bug killer.
The Dow was up
And I gotta deal with this water
188 points when the dust settled. Dow gaining 1% today to 20,080.